Welcome to Real Estate Radio Live, an informative and engaging podcast discussing everything you need to know about the world of real estate. Your host, Joe Caccera, provides you with insight and guidance on how to buy, sell, finance, and invest in real estate. He also offers real estate tax management strategies, new construction advice, home improvement tips, and much, much more. And now, to guide you around the world of real estate, here's your host and Real Estate Radio Live team leader, Joe Caccera.
Welcome in, Joe Caccera with Real Estate Radio Live, the podcast series. As we continue through the week, I am starting a new series this week, and will continue actually quite a while, and there'll be a lot of good information, I think, that will help consumers directly try to better understand real estate and how things are changing, and the things you may or may not know about, and to better prepare you for your next real estate transaction where you're selling a home, buying a home, financing a home. All those things will come into play over the next several weeks. So be sure to tune in. It's going to be a series. The series is going to be The Dirty Secrets of Real Estate. This is part one today. Be sure to stay tuned. Ongoing for the next several weeks. All right, before we get started, just a reminder, if you need any assistance on looking to purchase a home, it doesn't matter whether it's a primary residence, second home, investment property, I can help you do that. If you want more information about that, you contact me at 408-838-9060. Also, really important, if you need a referral for a realtor, financial planner, CPA, legal advice, anything around real estate, we have a great network of people here at Real Estate Radio Live, and happy to help you with any of that assistance if you need any professionals. And you can always reach us at reradiolive.com. All right, we're kicking it off, The Dirty Secrets of Real Estate. This is part one. So I'm going to give you a little history and background first. Most everybody fully understands, or I think understands, the kind of the transactions in and around real estate if you've done one the last several decades. But I think what most people, many times when you come out of it, the transaction, there's frustration, there's stress, and a lot of it is caused by a number of different things. It's caused by sometimes not really not working with the right people. That's one of the things it's caused by. Some of the stress and problems of a real estate transaction is caused by not choosing the right person to work with. And I'm not just talking about the real estate agent. I'm talking about the person that is doing primarily the financing as well, if financing is involved. So if we just stick to, for the sake of this podcast, we'll stick to the state of California. And the reason I want to do that right now, in general, is that title and escrow is involved, too, in the state of California. If you're not aware of that, it's required. Title insurance is required when you do a loan transaction, whether it's a purchase or a refinance, or you sell your home. There's title and escrow involved. So we're going to talk a little bit about that, too. So what are the things that go wrong in a real estate transaction, and why? So some of the things are delays. Some of the other things are somehow you think you're approved, and then you find out later in the transaction you're not approved, or maybe the financing wasn't in place the way it was supposed to be. Sometimes you get into contract, you have second thoughts, or you're wondering if you should have done it or not. And other times you don't live up to the contractual obligation, so you get into some issues there as well. Primarily, the reasons around the stress and the miscommunication and the frustration in a real estate transaction are a number of different things. And I'm going to kind of go through them again. One, are you working with the right people? Have you selected the right real estate agent? Is he or she representing you properly? Did they fully explain to you all the details of the purchase or of the property they're about to list for sale for you? Did they do their job? Did they do their homework? Do they have a marketing plan? The reason I bring this up is because these transactions are way too important to take lightly. And for the people out there, you know what I mean. If you, at the last minute, hired your cousin or your uncle or your aunt because they told you they could save you some money and they weren't really a professional and they really didn't know what they were doing, that could cause a lot of stress. It's a transaction that is certainly got a lot of emotion behind it, because in most cases some people are buying the home for the first time, or they're stressed out because they're not sure if they could afford the home, or a lot of anxiety comes into play because there's really a lot of second guessing that goes on with such an emotional decision. Some people will get into contract and then start really thinking, God, did I do the right thing? Am I biting off more than I could chew? I don't know if I want to pay for that much for this house. You know, if I pay this much for this house, is it going to be worth this much? Is the market going to tank? I mean, there's a lot of stuff that goes into this. So number one, make sure you're working with the right people. Make sure you choose the real estate agent, the right person for you. And as I go through this, I'll remind you, I could help align you with the right real estate agents. Honestly, the system is really backwards in some cases historically the way this works. As a consumer, you should really come to someone like me first, get pre-approved, figure out what you want to do as far as a strategy for your purchase, and then I will work with you to find the right real estate agent. I have a great group of real estate agents that I trust in different areas, and I would recommend that this is the way you start your search. This is the way you get serious about if you are purchasing a home, or if you're getting ready to sell your home and you're going to go purchase one from the sale of it. It's the same thing. There's no difference. I would encourage you to call me, and as I go through this series, I'm going to explain to you why it's really important, and I think that you will be surprised to hear some of the things in and around transactions that you don't know, that people won't explain to you, that's not transparent in real estate. It just isn't. And when I say real estate, I say real estate transaction. Real estate transaction means the real estate agent's involved, the lender's involved if they are, and the title and escrow. So when I refer to a real estate transaction, it's all three, or in the case where someone's not getting financing, it's certainly always going to be the real estate agent and title and escrow. These are all involved. So make sure you're working with the right person right out of the gate. I would encourage you, no matter what people tell you in the past, no matter what you've done in the past, think differently. And what I'm ask you to do is, it's your money. How do you want to spend it? And that's the way I want to start this. And this is the reason why I want to explain it this way. It is your money. How do you want to spend it? You'll hear that a lot, too, in these series of real estate, the dirty secrets of real estate over the next several months. What do I mean by that? What do I mean by the fact that it's your money? How do you want to spend it? What I mean is, if you're getting ready to sell $1 million home and someone comes to you and they say, great, I'd love to list your home for 6%, that's your money. That's your money. That's not someone else's money. That's hard-earned equity. That's your home. You've bought that home. You own that home. You make the decision on how that money's spent. Do you want to list it for that amount? Do you want to find the right agent? What do you know about title and escrow? Are these things negotiable? Yes, they are. A lot of people will tell you they're not. These things are. A lot of people will just bypass the fact that, you know, this is what we do, and this is what we've done, and this is what we've always done. These podcasts are going to be totally transparent in the sense that, for the benefit of the consumer, really the objective here is to educate you and make you a better, wise consumer so that you can make better decisions in and around your real estate. It's your money. How do you want to spend it? Keep thinking about that. Let that resonate with you as we go through these series. It's your money. How do you want to spend it? If you're getting ready to sell your house, give me a call. I have some great real estate agents I could recommend and refer. I could even give you a couple that you could talk to. So that's the first thing. Secondly, on title and escrow, do you know much about that? What happens when you get into a transaction? What happens when you get ready to sell your house? Here's what happens. You decide to work with an agent, and the agent says you need title and escrow, and typically the consumer goes, well, I don't know anything about title and escrow, and then the agent will say, perfect. We work with ABC Title Company over here. We'll just use them. And the consumer doesn't know ABC Title Company. They may know them from there being a brand name and a big name. But what does the consumer know about it? Not much. So they just trust and they use the title and escrow company. How do you know it's the right one? And how do you know that they're going to give you a fair deal? How do you know they're not overcharging you? Someone might say, well, no, Joe, they can't overcharge you. That's nonsense. They can overcharge you. Everybody could overcharge you, by the way, in a transaction. The real estate company could overcharge you. The lender could overcharge you or try to. The title company could overcharge you or try to. Everybody can. And I don't mean to make people nervous or skeptical. What I do want to do is create a consumer that's very knowledgeable, that understands they have choices, and it's your money. How do you want to spend it? Keep thinking about that. So again, if you're getting ready to sell your home, stop. Don't do things the way you did before, in a sense. Don't automatically trust the person that's going to do right, that's going to sell your home. Give me a call or check with someone that could you get completely objective advice with. How do you know they're doing right by you? How come in the past, if you've used a certain real estate agent, that they didn't try to do something to improve, or they didn't explain to you about title and escrow and whether that cost could be adjusted, or maybe you could save some money in title and escrow or not? Most people doing these transactions, you know what they'll tell you? There's nothing I could do. It's illegal. They'll tell you that. I can't get you a deal on title and escrow. You'll hear that a lot from a real estate agent, and you'll hear that from lenders too, quite frankly. I can't save you money. I can't get you a deal on title and escrow. Well, that's not necessarily true. But they'll tell you that because they'll say it's illegal. I can't do that. I can't go to someone like that and ask for a discount. So, why is that? Doesn't make sense, does it? If you're a real estate agent, once they get the marketing plan, they give you their scoop, they tell you what they're doing. You could ask them most of the conversations about what the commission is. What do you charge? And what do you do for that charge? When you're talking to a lender, what do you talk about? What's your interest rate? What are your closing costs? How come this rate's different than the lender's rate down the street? All these things come up, and I'm going to continue to educate you and challenge your way of thinking when you get into a transaction or when you're getting ready to do that. All right, we're going to take a quick break. When I come back, I'm going to continue the conversation, the dirty secrets of real estate. This is part one. It's going to be a series that will continue once a week. Be sure to follow. And also, I'd love interaction as well. This is Joe Kuchera with Real Estate Radio Live. We'll be back to continue in just a minute.
For more information on today's program, visit reradiolive.com. That's reradiolive.com.
Hi, this is Joe Kuchera of Real Estate Radio Live. Thanks for tuning into our podcast. We are your go-to resource for all aspects of real estate, including buying, selling, refinancing, building, and legal and tax advice, and much more. You can subscribe to Real Estate Radio Live podcast on iTunes and Stitcher to listen to an engaging discussion about anything and everything real estate. So make sure you get our app, RE Radio Live, in the iTunes store to follow the show.
Welcome back to Real Estate Radio Live. For more information on today's topic or guests, just visit reradiolive.com. That's reradiolive.com. Again, your host for today's edition of Real Estate Radio Live, Joe Kuchera.
Welcome back in. Thank you again for tuning in. This is Joe Kuchera with Real Estate Radio Live, the podcast series. As we continue through the week, I'm excited to announce our new series that starts today. I will do one once a week, the Dirty Secrets of Real Estate. This is the kickoff, part one. I will be doing part two, on and on, part three, once a week next week, so tune in for part two. The focus, the objective for this is to really do a concentrated focus on educating the consumer about what real estate really is. There's a lot of secrets, there's a lot of mystery, there's a lot of things that many, many people in this industry won't share with you and won't be honest with you. And by the way, let me reiterate, when I talk about a real estate transaction, I'm talking about the real estate companies, the lenders, and title and escrow, focused primarily in California. When you're outside of California, different states do different things with title. Some use attorneys and other different facets. So specifically, when you hear a lot of me talk about this, is really focused mostly in and around California. So what are the things that you need to know? Number one, don't automatically assume that you have to take the person's word for what they're telling you. And when I say that, when you're interviewing or you're trying to figure out who you're going to work with, it's your money. How are you going to spend it? How do you want to spend it? You're going to hear me talk about this. That statement's going to come up, that tagline, over the next several months in all these series. You're going to hear that a lot. So if it sounds repetitive, the reason why I'm going to do that is because really what I want to do is continue to educate you, the consumer, and to realize you're in control. The world is changing. The real estate agent, the lender, the title and escrow company, they are not in control of this transaction. They're going to help you through the transaction. They're the experts in some cases, if you're working with the right people. They're the professionals that are licensed if you're working with the right people. That's true. But keep in mind, you, the consumer, have the power at your fingertips now with the evidence of being able to go online, do your research, get the information. There's a lot that you already know, and that will continue to really exponentially grow. There is a reason why, not to get sidetracked too soon, but there's a reason why I just saw again in a business report yesterday, I believe that by 2020 or 2022, 25% or 30% of all the malls that exist today in the United States will be shut down and out of business. Think about that. There's a reason for that. And the reason for that is there's less foot traffic. There's less people spending money on bricks and mortar. There's more people doing transactions online. What I'm trying to do is get you to understand you, the consumer, have control and more control than you think on a real estate transaction. Quit the conventional thinking. Stop doing what you've done in the past. And when you're getting ready to sell your home, seriously, give me a call. Contact me. I'm going to walk you through the things that you should know on the entire transaction. I'm not a real estate agent, but I will refer you the right real estate agent because I work with a handful of great real estate agents, and I will refer them to you. I will help you with the financing, whether it's with me or someone else, and I'll also educate you on the title and escrow piece and where you should be working, who you should be working with, and don't trust just because you're working with someone that they're going to do the right thing by you. This is going to sound unconventional, but again, the point I want to drive home over the next several months in these series, it's your money. How do you want to spend it? That's the big question I have for you today and going forward. It's your money. How do you want to spend it? I used the example a little earlier. If you're getting ready to list your home and it's worth $1 million, and someone says, great, I'll list it for you. It's going to cost you 6%. Are you going to pay $60,000? Is that what you're going to do? Remember, it's your money. How do you want to spend it? What if someone had a different approach on that? What if someone told you they could save you some money? What if someone said, I have a different strategy, and let me tell you why I'm going to charge 4.5% instead. Or let me tell you why I'm going to charge more because I think I could get more for you. I'm saying that really try to understand how you're going to spend that money because it's your money. And then on the lending side, how do you know you're getting the best interest rate? This one comes up all the time. What's funny to me, I'm in this business. You have to be really careful, especially in marketing, online and TV, radio, all these things. You have to be careful when someone says, quotes an interest rate. You don't know what it's tied to. And what I mean by that is someone could give you an artificially low interest rate. And the reason they could do that is because there's 16 pages of disclosures after what they say that says that they're basically going to charge you X amount of money. And that's why they're able to advertise that low interest rate. I'll call it bait and switch. I'll call it, false advertising. I call it misleading advertising. It gets the phone to ring. It gets the emails to be clicking around to get you to contact these people. See, there's an entire piece around this real estate transaction I want you to take charge of. if you feel comfortable with someone else, that's fine. I would like to change this trend. Call us, call our team. We will not only educate you, but we will give you options, and we will share with you. You'd be surprised the stuff that we could share with you as a team to not only save you money, get you the best terms, get you the best rates, make sure you have the right title and escrow company, and much more. By the way, there's a lot of other benefits by working with the right team. And the right team that wants the best for you, that is the key for sure. Again, it's your money. How do you want to spend it? And that's going to be the key going forward that I want you to really think about. I want it to resonate. Give me a call if you're getting ready to sell your house or if you're getting ready to buy a house. Stop, and before you choose the team, before you choose a realtor, before you choose a lender, before you choose anyone, give me a call and let's have a phone conversation or let's have a consultation in person. And I will share with you some details of why I could put the best team of people in front of you to make that transaction simpler, more cost-effective, and the majority of the time, you're going to have a better chance to have a better experience when you have the right people and you understand what you can do and what you can't do. See, a lot of people in this industry, including lenders, mostly I'll talk about real estate agents and lenders. They want to make you believe that they have the power. They want to make you believe that they have all the answers. They want to make you believe that you shouldn't be educated. You should trust them. Well, let me just preface something. You are hiring experts. I'm not saying some of these people aren't experts. Some of them are very, very good at what they do. But I can honestly tell you this, and I mean this, again, within my industry, which is lending, and the real estate industry. Ladies and gentlemen, this is true. You have about 10% of all lenders and real estate agents that are true professionals that really, really know what they're doing. Think about that. If you meet 10 realtors and if you meet 10 lenders, most likely, if you're lucky, you're going to have one or two out of those 10, probably one, that are truly understand their business and their market and know what they're doing, and what I would consider professionals and business-minded people. 10%. I'm serious about this. The reason I want to share this with you is that you're in an industry where you have a lot of people part-time. They don't really treat it like a business. They're driven by the potential commission or what they can make versus how they could please you, the consumer, and get you the best opportunity. This is a reality. You won't hear this from a lot of people in my industry because they're afraid to talk this way. You won't hear it because they're challenged. They're not challenged enough. You won't hear it because they want to try to keep it to themselves and they don't want to be fully transparent with you. I am suggesting that you completely change the way you're thinking. If you're getting ready to sell a home or if you're getting ready to go out and buy a home, contact me. Let's have a phone conversation. Let's have a consultation in person. I will share some information with you. I think you'll be surprised. I think I will share some information with you that you won't have heard before. I'll share some information with you that will allow you to be a more wise buyer, a more wise seller. And the purpose for this is not to make you, the consumer, the expert. Let me just make sure I'm clear. It's not to make you the expert. You are still going to be working with experts and professionals. The objective here is to get you educated so that you make the right decisions on what experts to use in this industry. That is my goal. That is my objective. And I will guarantee you, if you contact me and you spend some time before you get ready to list your home or you get ready to buy a home or you get ready to get a loan, any type of this transaction, I'm going to educate you and I'm going to help you put together a plan that's going to be unlike anything you've done before. And this is going to include who to work with on the real estate side, who to work with on the lending side, and who to work with on title and escrow. And even more, What do I mean by even more? There is more benefits if you really understood your rights as a person buying and selling a home and doing these transactions. Remember, it is your money. How do you want to spend it? All right, we're going to wrap things up for the day. Again, this is Joe Kuchera with Real Estate Radio Live. This is the first part one, the dirty secrets of real estate. Make sure you check in and continue to listen to the show and tune in for part 2 next week. Until next time, take care and thanks again for tuning in.
You've been listening to Real Estate Radio Live. For more information on today's program, visit reradiolive.com. That's reradiolive.com. Subscribe to our podcast. Discover more at reradiolive.com.